Hey, what's up? What's going on, guys? It's your boy Noisy Sauce here with another beat make. If you've seen this before, you know the deal. If not, I'm going to make a beat from scratch here. Just going to start with a blank template and go from there, see where we end up. This is going to be a Doja Cat type beat. I only just heard her with that song Juicy that she dropped recently, and I checked out some of her stuff. Pretty cool chick, really cool music, and I'm going to try and recreate something that sounds like it. So I'm just going to turn the light on there. Let's get into it. So the sound that she's going with, I guess, is kind of like a bit of a cutesy vibe mixed with that trap sound. It's not uncommon in the trap world, the kind of stuff that she's got, but it is a little bit more cutesy than, like, I don't know, kiddie than a lot of the trap music out there. So we're gonna go with that vibe. First thing I want to do for that is I'm going to get a xylophone type sound and see what I come up with. And so I'm going to find a xylophone in Logic. Logic seems to have some pretty good xylophone kind of sound. That's too much. I'm going to turn it up so you guys can hear it. Right. No. All right, I kind of like that sound. Maybe more of a marimba. Actually, I kind of like that sound a little bit more. It's a little bit softer than the xylophone sound. So I'm going to come up with a simple kind of chord progression that's just kind of really simple melody. Yeah. So that's 122 BPM. I got rocking there. I kind of like that melody. Really simple, just going 1, 3, 5, 1, 6. I keep screwing that up. Nope. I'm just going to try recording it. And I started on the wrong note. And let's see how that turned out. What does? I mean, it works pretty well. Just going to repeat that. Oops, that didn't work. There we go. All right. Really simple. That's going to be the basis of our melody there. Now I'm going to create a second one of these that's going to be a little bit busier and going to have a little bit more stuff going on with it. But I'm going to just start with this one to begin with. So that's actually, I may as well do it now. So I'm going to copy that across. That's going to be kind of like the verse one. All right, I guess that's going to be. And the same at the end. All right, I'm going to try and record that live. I'm not the best pianist, but we'll see what happens. Oh, almost. Nope. And we will quantize that. Take this last note, drag it back, repeat, and yeah. All right, now we're going to mess with the sound a bit. So I've got all these reverbs that have been chucked on various parts of this. So I'm going to get rid of all of those because we ain't need that. Any reverb I do, I'm going to do on the channel because that's where I want it. There's a tape delay on there. I'm going to get rid of that, replace it with X delay. from Waves, which is my favorite stereo delay. I'm going to go 8th notes dotted, ping pong, pull the low pass, high pass up, get rid of the analog, and put some lo-fi. So this is going to leave a delay that kind of gives it a bit of a lo-fi effect, like mid-rangey, and gets rid of like all the lows and highs that are going to get in the way of the rest of the melody, and just kind of gives it that idea of space. So now you guys can't hear the stereo of it. Hopefully you can hear the delays. I know you're just coming through a laptop or phone speaker, but it's kind of bouncing around left and right, and it's got this like really wide sound. Yo, thanks, Eamon Hill. I dig the comment. He said my beats, the melodies dope. So that's a start there. Now I'm just going to get a nice reverb happening. I'm thinking about something that's like not too heavy and not too realistic. Normally I'd go with something like the Abbey Road plate reverb or something like this, but that would be for more of a darker track. This one I'm going to use the Verb Suite by Slate. This is a bunch of reverb unit emulations, got a bunch of plate reverbs and stuff like that. I'm just going to find a sound in here that's dope. Probably something kind of bright. We'll see what happens. Not that one. That's cool. So the one that I got there, I don't know how well you can hear it. It's going to it's kind of adds like, it emphasizes the attack of it a little bit more, so you get a little bit more brightness at the start of each of the notes, which is kind of cool and kind of adds to that light boppy flavor of it. Eamon asks, what type of drums were you thinking of adding to the song? So this beat, I'm going to go with the trap kind of drum sound. It's going to be kind of boppy, but I'm still going to have that fast hat action, I think, because I really dig that. And most of my beats use a bit of that trap sound. So, yeah, you'll see soon. I'm going to probably start putting drums in pretty soon, because this is going to be a pretty sparse beat. There's going to be, I mean, we'll figure it out as we go, but it's going to be this melody, a bunch of drums, some fat 808s, and possibly some chords, and maybe a counter melody to thicken it up a little bit. But right now I'm going to get onto the drums. So let's see what we come up with. Just a basic clap there. I like that. Let's do that. That's not what I did. Let's try again. Might even change it up in the second half. I'm gonna keep going. Sounds a bit weird. I'll quantize it, see how we go. Might move some stuff around. All right. We'll have a move on to kind of want to add some tune snares on this. Jesus. They're loud. That's kind of cool. Don't know what happened there. Because it's not tuned right. But Jesus. What is this? That's right. I just went through and cut out some of the kicks. I thought it was a little bit too much. Hey Rich, what's going on? That's cool. Now it's time to do some hat work. I'm going to have 2 sets of hats. One of them is just going to be a straight 8th note running throughout the whole track. So I'm just going to record that in. I think I was a little bit behind at the start there. Let's try that again. We'll use, I quantize everything because I'm a bad player. Make fun of me if you want. Don't give a fuck. Now it's going to go to the left. I'm going to turn that down a bit. And then I'm going to get some tuned hats. Use a different type of hat. This one. And I'm going to put in some little like fast trap runs. I'm going to draw this in because I can't really be bothered playing it. And I reckon that's going to turn out pretty well. So let's just have a look. All right. That's where I want to start. I'm going to be doing probably a mix of different stuff, but mostly 30-second notes. It's got to come down. This is way too loud. Got the first half there. Now I'm going to do the second half. Yes, I am using Logic. I used to be a Pro Tools only user back when I was recording bands. Now I'm using Logic. Logic is sick for producing. Everyone tells me I should use Ableton. Ah, thank you. It sounds like a Christmas beat. It is in time for Christmas. Everyone tells me I should use Ableton. I could use Ableton, but I'm so used to Logic. I love it. I love the instruments, and it's my vibe. And I love mixing on it as well. So, yeah, I don't know if any of you guys are Mac users, but if you are, get Logic. It is so cheap and it just sounds amazing. That is my trap hats done. I'm going to turn them way down because they are loud. I'm just going to drop those on. I don't like how that one sits. Get rid of that. Cool. Digging where that's going, I'm going to now just put a little bit of chorus on that marimba, and now I'm just going to take off some of the high end as well. I'm a big fan of ripping out high end on pretty much everything. Reason being is this is for a rap song. I like to get rid of, like, high end is just the enemy of vocals. If you have too much high end in all of your instruments, you're going to find it very hard to get a rap vocal to sit over the top of all those instruments. And I just don't think that's like necessary, especially since a lot of these instruments, they're like very bright, very processed, and they've got a lot of top end pushed in them already. So kind of got to pull a lot of that out so you don't get too bright of a mix and get in the way of the like hi-hats and stuff. So and you know, hip hop is all about the vocals and the bass, so let's stay true to that, I guess. Now my favorite bit, the 808s. Oh. I got a big sub, and whenever I hit anything, different things around my room like to vibrate, and someday I'll fix it and get rid of all those things that vibrate. But for now, I'm just going to have to deal with it. So I'm going to keep this one fairly simple and just kind of follow the kick pattern with the 808s, but have them go to the chord progression. So let's do that. Oh shit. Oh shit. I messed up. There we go. Oh. Dat bass, though, fan. That's the computer vibrating against the window there. So I'm just going to stop that from happening so you don't get crappy sound. Actually, that's the whole window vibrating. There you go. Might have to turn those 808s down a bit. This actually sounds pretty cool. I mean, I knew it was going to sound cool, but it just works really well with the progression. Let's see where we're at frequency-wise. Sometimes it's hard to see what's going on with the turn off that metronome. So what I've done there is I just pitched that kick drum up a bit so it was sitting in a slightly different range to the 808, and I'll just give me a sec. Meant that like they didn't fight each other because the kick drum itself has got its own frequency around that range, and if you have the 808 and the kick drum kind of sitting around the same range with their resonant frequency, they can fight each other and it just gets a bit of a muddy sound. So yeah, I've pitched that up so that we don't get such a dodgy sound with it. Not dodgy, but you know what I mean. One sec. Doja Cat. That's the type of beat I'm going for. Always save everything you do, all the time, a million times. All right, so Eamon's asking if I've ever tried to sell my beats before. Yes, that's what I'm trying to do for a living. I've sold beats and I am trying to sell beats. That's my whole shtick, is selling beats. So if he wants to send me a beat, if you want to, you can. I'd rather send the beat out. These are all for sale, so if you want it, you might have to wait till it comes out. But feel free to keep listening, and Yeah, we'll figure that out later. Talk to me after this. I'm in the middle of something. So, all right, that's cool. I think our snares need a bit of. All right, just added some reverb to the snare, give that some vibe. Now, what I want to do is add a bit of a piano chords that sit underneath the whole thing, and I'm going to probably turn these down quite low and drop them down in frequency, but I just want to have a piano sound, something to mark the chords there. So, yeah. Oh shit, that's quicker than I thought. Oh, that's cool. All right, that's real simple stuff there. Just straight up using the chords of the song. Really simple stuff, but now I'm going to put a filter on it. Not an overdrive, a filter, and pull out all of the highs and all of the high mids even. This is just something sitting way underneath the whole like melody thing, just to kind of add just a bit of body to it. If anything, it's actually going to be something that'll be cool to take away later down the track. So let's keep that there. I'm not sure how much more I really want to do. Look at this. sure how I feel about that sound. Oh, that's way loud. There's an organ that I've got. Pretty dark. Hey. Try this. Oh, wrong note. There we go. Actually, kind of like that. It's a bit different. So it's so it's doing the same chords, just in first and thirds, or like 2-note chords, but it's following the progression down using the chords as they are. Cool. I like it. I'm going to add a delay to it. I think I'm going to use the crystallizer, which is a really cool plugin. Cool. That's sounding pretty good. One thing I just want to do with the snare, well, the clap, is add a snare drum over the top. But I want to find something that's got a bit of beef to it. None of these really have what I'm looking for. So I'm just going to have a quick search. Something that's... these are all rim shots. Where are my snares? Come on, fam. Where are you? There you are. That's kind of cool. Try that one. worked really well. So I just added a snare on top of my that's weird. On top of my kick drum. Sorry, another kick on top of a snare on top of my clap track. Oh my god, I lost my train of thought. Thanks, Eamon. I appreciate the support. Just got a message from a homie. That's good. So I just added a snare under the clap track, and it does change the sound of it, but what it's doing is adding more low end. I was looking for something that's got that beef behind it, because the clap track that I'm using is all high mids and highs. And it's good to have a bit of that low end, because you've got these kicks, we've got these 808s that are thumping, but then when the snare hits, it doesn't really get you in the same way. So it's good to have something that gives you that like beefiness underneath. All right, cool. I'm happy with that. How that loop's running. I'm going to now just do a bit of arranging. First thing I'm going to do is make an intro. I'm going to use just the like the marimba for the start, then have the piano come in halfway. See how that sounds. And then have the whole thing come in. Here we go. Ah, had it on repeat. What an idiot. All right, like this. Now. All right. That worked well. All right, so now we're going to go into the verse. That's a bit of a chorus thing going on there. Gonna have the kicks and the snares rocking. Just try it with the cymbals by itself. That's it. Just going to come out of the chorus. I'm just going to have Let's see what happens if we put this down an octave for this. I'm doing like a pre-chorus, knock out all of the drums for it. No, don't like it. Gonna keep the piano up there and just have the piano and the marimba going at the same time. All right, now we're going to have a bit of a bridge. I'm just going to put the piano and the organ together. All right, I'm going to put the snare back in, but we're going to get rid of the snare drum, just keep the clap. Actually, there's one thing from the all right, let's try it. Just going to edit these a little bit so that they fit my vibe. I'm just going to cut off that end bit and kick drums. And one more. Cool. That there is a pretty simple arrangement. 2 verses, identical. Drop down for the bridge, which is simple. Then a double chorus at the end, and then we do a reverse of what happens at the start, where we've got the piano and the marimba together, and then the piano drops out halfway and just got the marimba at the end. That's pretty cool. I'm going to add some rises in there. Use my Noisy Source stair riser. This is my signature. Love this riser. Sounds good on everything. So I'm going to put one of those before each chorus. Cool. That's a pretty good track. I'm going to do a little bit of mastering now. Get the sounds up there. Firstly, I'm going to add my beat tag to the start because that is the most important thing. What's the use of making a beat if no one knows who you are or who made it? So I'm just going to throw that in there. Use flex time to make it sound right and have a listen. Perfect, works every time. All right, so now I'm just going to pull up one of the choruses and just do a little bit of mastering. I'm digging how that sounds. I think we're pretty much done with this beat. I'm gonna play it through one more time, start to finish, so you guys can get a vibe of it. I'm also gonna take the YouTube phone, sorry, not YouTube, Facebook phone. Sorry, YouTube, you're not going to be able to see this, and just give a close up of what's going on my screen. So just wait up. Here we are. Yeah, so I can just show you what all the plugins are doing throughout. If you want to buy this beat, it's going to be called Great John. It's going to be out in about a month's time. So if you like it, feel free to hit me up before then and we'll sort it out. But yeah, if not, it'll be out in about a month. You can check it out then. So this song is called Great John. Here we go. All right, guys, that's it. Actually, just before I go, there's one thing I want to mention. You guys can't see it on the YouTube one over there, but just have a quick look when I just play over the chorus real quick. Just look. This is the master EQ. I'm just going to show you something real quick. All right, see where I was pointing there, and there's like a little bit of a dip in that high mid range. That is because I'm going to turn you around here so I can see myself. In pop music, or any mixed music, any like rock and roll, pop, rap, there's going to be a place for the vocal. Like when it's mixed, you need a spot for the vocal, and the vocal normally sits around that high mid to high range. That's where the majority of the understanding of it is from anyway. So you don't want to fill up that area with space. Ideally, when you finish a track, everything's going to be relatively flat. You can have little boosts here and there, but like you don't want anything peeking out too much. You want So when I do my beats, I normally try to not have too much in that upper mid range that I was pointing out, where it kind of like drops down a bit, because that is where the vocal is going to sit. That's where the rapper is going to sit. If you're a rapper, that's where you're going to sit on my beat. So there's a little tip for you if you ever get into beat making as well, is don't fill up too much of your frequency range with instruments, because otherwise you won't have any room for your vocal. And with that tip, I'm going to call it a day. Thanks so much for watching, guys. There'll be more of these coming out in the future. So just, keep watching and keep making music. Have a good one, guys.